It's 11 p.m. You're in first year of your college. You're in the room full of people who have learned coding since class 8. Someone next to you just set it up Docker, and you don't even know what that means. Someone next to you just said a word, REST API, and three people nodded like it was obvious. And you are sitting right there thinking, why did I even sign up for this? Here's what I'm gonna tell you that nobody told me. The best coder in the room is not always winner of hack. The person who wins a hackathon has the cleanest idea, the fast execution, and the best demo in the room. It's 2026, and you don't even have to write a single line of code. I'm gonna show you exact 7 steps that's gonna change the way you think. It's gonna take you from zero to the final demo. That's gonna impress those judges. So let's head right in. Imagine you're building a house. You just don't show up with a spoon and start it. You need the right equipment and right tools. A hackathon is a similar thing. Mostly I've seen first year students spend 2 hours to just set up and figure out basic coding environment. And I don't want you to be that person. So here are exactly 5 tools that you need, and they're almost completely free. The first tool that you need is Antigravity. It's an IDE where you can build, fix, and manipulate your codes. The second thing that you need is a brainstormer that can think alongside you in terms of edge cases. So Claude or GPT is the best resource for that. The third tool that you need is vo.dev. Now, the user won't interact until unless he thinks your app is engaging enough. So vo.dev is best for UI creation. The next element we're talking about is Supabase. Supabase is considered best when it comes to storing your data and authentication. It works best. And the final tool that you would need is Vercel. It can help you to deploy your app with one click and zero configuration. Here's a question nobody asked out loud for you. If everyone is using AI, then what's make me different from everybody else? It's a really simple question, but makes a lot of difference. The answer is how well you prompt. And most of the people are really bad at prompting. Prompting is not just giving questions or just a condition. It's giving direction to your idea. If the direction is bad, you might end up somewhere lost. Now, let me give you an example of a good prompt and a bad prompt. Make a to-do app, and now compare it with a good prompt. I'm building a productivity app for college students who often miss their deadline. Build a React task manager where students can add tasks with a deadline date, mark them complete, and see overdues tasks highlighted in red. Use a clean white UI with a blue accent. Before writing any code, just create a task list and confirm with me first. That last line, create a task list and confirm with me first, is the best line in the prompt that you would ever use in a prompt. It forces the AI to think before it acts. Otherwise, anti-gravity will generate a 40 file that you didn't even ask for. You'll be debugging someone else's imagination. And the prompt formula that you should use is who it's for, what it does, and how it looks, and make a plan first. Use this formula every single time, and you'll hit that result mark within 1 or 2 prompts. Here's the moment your app stops being fake. Probably you're using dummy data for now. And now for the real app, you need real connection to the real source of data. For that, I think you need an API. API is application programming interface. Forget it, the definition about for now. Focus on what API is. Think of API as a waiter. You're giving an order to the waiter to fetch your order and bring you your food. What do you ask? Think of API as same thing. API serves as a waiter, goes to the servicer, the one which provides service like OpenAI, Google Maps, weather APIs, and other stuff. They're the sources that will provide you information, and your API will fetch exact information what you ask for. Real talk. Judges are also human beings. So before they see your idea and talk to you about it, they're gonna for sure look at the UI. And if the UI is not good, I'm sorry, my friend. They're gonna land up in confusion and in doubt about your product. So the first thing would be the judgment about your UI. If you make it look international, not just like a template generated by UI, you're gonna for sure win their trust in that. So for this, go to vo.dev. And for an example, type dashboard for a student productivity app, sidebar with the navigation, 3 metric, and include all the type of details that you want in your app. So it can specifically make the UI for that particular app. And in about 30 seconds, you'll have a production quality UI. Now drop it into Antigravity and tell it to use this as an app's layout. And this is going to do the job. Your backend is everything. Although it doesn't appear much, it's just like a hidden treasure. And because it's important, it remembers your sessions of deriving data from the APIs and everything. But the good news is, for the hackathons, you can use as little backend as possible. You have three options. No backend at all. If your app just calls one API and displays the result, then you don't need a big backend for this. Done everything in the browser. No server, no database, just that. Second option, Supabase. Free hosted data services with a visual table editor. Go to supabase.com, create a free project, create a table, copy the URL and API key, and then tell Antigravity. Save the user submission to the Supabase. Here's the URL and the key. All the work is done. Third thing, that is anti-gravity handles it. If it basically serves as a function, then anti-gravity would make that function for you entirely in the app. So you don't even need to call an API for that. Now, what to skip entirely? Now listen to me carefully. You don't always need a login, password, and authentication system. They've heard about this a lot of time. In the presentation, if you don't make it, just mention feed would not use any authentication system because they have heard about this hundreds of times and they really respect about your honesty about this. Nobody warns you about this phase, but here's what everything breaks at 3 a.m. The five things that you made till now, when you try to combine them together, for sure they're gonna break. And here's what I say. Welcome to integration, my friend. The survival rule. I want you to test all the three data and the things independently. If you're using API, test it. If you made your front end, test it with the hardcode data. If you're retrieving the data from the backend, test it. Test all of three things alone. If all of three things work after integration, if you're facing problem, you will know when you're facing the issue. So then you can deal with it. When you hit an error, press on F12. It'll open up the console. Now take the screenshot of the errors and paste it into GPT or any other AI. It's going to give you a solution within 20 seconds. But make sure if you're not able to resolve using AI tool and it takes you more than 1 hour, just cut that feature. Using three features with a clean UI and shipping that up is far more better than presenting 7 features and 2 to 3 of them doesn't even work. Most judges are not engineers. They're actually founders. The people who care about idea more than your code. So be aware. Highly focus on that idea that you're going to ship to them. Don't think about the stack that you're going to take up and fill up with your code. Focus on how your idea executes, how it works, and why you are the best one. So let me break down this in 5 things. Your pitch will beat with that 5 thing in 60 seconds. Beat one, the pain. One sentence. Make them feel the problem. Every month, 40% of the college students overdraw their account because no app speaks their financial language. P2, that is the demo. 90 seconds live if stable, video if not. Show the three most important interaction. Narrate what you're doing out loud. B3, how it works. One slide, no code. User input data, AI analysis, and personalized advice appears. Beat 4, why you. What makes your team the right person to build it? And why you are the person who wants to ship it in the market. Beat 5, what's next? If you are heading with this idea 3 more months, what would you build? Show your ambition. Judges love the vision. One last thing, practice your idea before presenting at least 3 times. Don't present the idea or practice in your head. Take the device you're going to use for presentation and practices 3 times out loud in front of your teammates. Most of the hackathon ideas are usually best, which goes to the top. But the one that excel with it are the one that can express the idea way more clear and far better than others. So idea expression is one of the best things that you can do.
Subscribe to Krishna. Cause I know you don't want to miss out on free tips and comment which topic in depth should be covered.